Hello, welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining me for another card combination video. In this one, we are going to focus on card number 21, the Mountain card. In the Lenormand fortune telling deck, we will get to know the Mountain very well, and then after that, we are going to go through the deck one by one and see how the Mountain modifies each of the other cards in the deck in a potential reading. All right, let's get started. So before we start, gotta give recognition to my primary resource, Alexander Musrick. This book is The Art of Lenormand Reading. It's a great resource for beginners and beyond. And that's what I'll be using to help us learn the Mountain card. Okay, so the Mountain card has a playing card insert, the 8 of clubs shown clearly in the top right-hand corner. The keywords associated with the Mountain card is obstacle, or it's an uphill climb, something slowing you down. Alexander Musrick writes about the Mountain. He says, the Mountain warns of an obstacle or an enemy that may be blocking your progression. You will need to make great efforts to overcome the Mountain's energy. The message associated with the Mountain card is to stand your ground and persevere. Don't let some kind of blockage stop you ever, because frequently the blockages, the challenges are the things that teach us our most important lessons, right? So the Mountain isn't necessarily bad. It's just an opportunity to learn something. The body part associated with the Mountain card is the head. The timing of this card, it's either 21 days or the 21st of the month. Easy to remember because it's card 21. The influence is negative. But like I said, if you look at obstacles and blockages as an opportunity to learn, it doesn't have to be negative. But it is negative because most of us get, annoyed when we're slowed down in the middle of trying to do something. So it is negative. The nuance of this card is portrait. The archangel associated with it is Michael. The planet is Mars. And the zodiac sign is Aries. If the Mountain card comes up in a love reading for a single person, the message is staying single. A past relationship issue is keeping you from moving forward. So the Mountain indicates that you're going to be single for a bit longer until you deal with this past trauma that you've had with the past relationship. So it's time to get quiet and make peace. Make peace with that past relationship before you can move on. That's always good advice, right? You don't want to do the rebound relationship. That's just a waste of time. In a love reading for a person who's in a relationship, the message is that you're experiencing some sort of blockage and stand still. So again, this is maybe advice to slow down, go inward a little bit. Even if you're in a relationship, try to figure this out because you're experiencing some sort of blockage. In a health reading, this is the advice is that you need to rest. In a money reading, it just means nothing is on the horizon for now. There's no incoming money. In a work reading, this is hard work or a complicated task, a task that will present challenges to you. And the special power of the card is that the Mountain has the power to make things heavy and more difficult to move. So pretty straightforward there with the Mountain, right? All right, let's move on to all of its combinations. Excuse me. Nope, it's not Corona. All right, so the Mountain in combination with the Rider. This is a message that's been blocked. This is a late visit, or it's a canceled visit. So either there's some kind of news that's been blocked, some kind of message that's been blocked, or whoever's coming to visit you has been delayed in some way. Maybe their airplane didn't take off, or they're going to be arriving late, or they just have to cancel. The Mountain with the Clover. This is an uncertain issue. This could represent bad luck, or this is an unexpected blockage. So an uncertain issue, bad luck, or an unexpected blockage. The Mountain with the Ship. This is a canceled trip. This is a trip that is exhausting, or this is just a hard trip. Could be a long trip. Might be a delayed trip. Maybe you've got weather delays at the airport. Maybe you missed your airplane, so you got to make a new reservation for something else. Cancel trip, tiring trip, or just a hard trip. Pretty straightforward. The mountain with the house. This is a distant family. This is a house that's isolated. Or this could be a property that's blocked. So maybe there was some kind of landslide or something and it blocks the road to this house or this piece of property that you're trying to get to. So there's a blocked property, a house that's isolated. Maybe it's literally a house in the mountains where you have to travel long, difficult roads to get to it, or distant family. Mountain card with the tree. This is immobilization. If you're doing the health reading and the tree is the health card, right? And the mountain comes up, maybe it just means you're immobile. Maybe you broke both your legs and you're immobile. Of course, if you broke both your legs and you were immobile, you wouldn't have to do a reading to figure that out. You would know it already, right? But this is just a recommendation to stay in bed. Whatever's going on, stay in bed. If you've got the COVID, stay in bed. Don't go spreading it around. No, that wasn't sarcasm in my voice. If you get the mountain in combination, maybe it was. If you get the mountain in combination with the clouds, this could be represent procrastination. This could represent laziness. I don't know. When the weather's like this, I feel lazy sometimes. In fact, I have this kind of weather today. It's cloudy. It's not really raining. It's cold. There's really no reason to go outside today. So laziness. You can call it laziness or you can just call it smart. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm not lazy. I'm doing something. I just don't want to go outside. So procrastination, laziness, or it's discouragement. If you have a cloudy brain, you could feel discouraged. You could feel depressed. You could feel blocked. So if this is an emotion, this is just somebody who feels kind of blah. That's how I would read this. This is like blah feeling. Don't feel like doing anything. The mountain with the snake. This is a dangerous obstacle. This could be somebody who's going to challenge you, or a rival of yours. So this is something that's going to slow you down. It's a dangerous obstacle. Not only is it going to slow you down, but it's dangerous. Or it's just someone who's going to challenge you, or it's someone who's just your rival, just represents your rival. Someone who always gets in your way. Mountain card with the coffin. This is the end of obstacles. So there's a good pairing right there with the coffin. Two cards that look negative, but when together in this order, it's actually something positive. So the end of obstacles. This is the end of difficult times. And those are the only two readings that Alexander Muzrik writes in his book, The End of Obstacles. Certainly you could read it a different way, but yeah, that's a good translation of those cards. Okay, so if you get the mountains with the bouquet, this is an enormous surprise. So the enormity of the mountains is modifying the flowers. An enormous surprise. Flowers represent surprises sometimes. Or this could be a gift that's heavy. A heavy gift. Maybe you're getting a car as a gift. Maybe you're getting like, a ton of gold. A heavy gift. Or an enormous surprise. That's a good combination right there, right? I would accept a heavy gift or an enormous surprise any day. All right, so then we got the mountains and the scythe. This is obstacles have been sliced away, so you can look at it in terms of like the same thing with the coffin. The ending of obstacles, the slicing away of obstacles. Or this could represent a dead end. A dead end to the path that you're on, so you need to figure out something else out because this isn't working out for you. So obstacles are either sliced away or it's a dead end. The mountain with the whip card. This is big violence, a big argument, or hard sex. Big violence, a big argument, or hard sex. So for me, especially with this deck, I wouldn't necessarily think of this as a sexual card. Now I know that, especially like in the deck that I was using before, Under the Roses, I think if I'm remembering, there's a woman who's kind of scantily dressed and she's holding a whip. So that might, yeah, if you saw that card, you'd think sex. So maybe think hard sex. Somebody's just going for it, right? But I wouldn't necessarily come up with that reading with this pairing just because it doesn't look like that to me. Big violence or big argument is what I would come up with probably. If you get the birds in combination with the mountain, this is a big conversation. The birds represent verbal communication, so this is a big life-altering conversation. Or this is a conversation that's being delayed, being put off. Maybe there's somebody who doesn't want to talk, and so they are putting up blockages to this communication. So either it's a big conversation or it's a delayed conversation. You get the mountains in combination with the child. This is a small obstacle. Easily overcome. Small obstacle. Or this could be a child who's lonely. Child who feels isolated, maybe. Child who's lonely. Or this is a stubborn child. Child who's stubborn or lonely, or a small obstacle. The mountains in combination with the fox. This could represent unemployment, as the fox is sometimes a job card. So unemployment, or this is a career that's been blocked in some way. Maybe somebody else got that promotion that you thought you were going to get or whatever. So this blocked career, or this could represent unemployment. The mountain with the bear. This is a big obstacle. That seems obvious, right? Big obstacle. This could be a financial blockage, as the bear can represent finances occasionally. Financial blockage. Or this is a boss who is stubborn. Bear can represent somebody who you work for, maybe a manager, a boss, the CEO, someone who is stubborn, who is causing problems in the company. So big obstacles, financial block, or a stubborn boss. With the star card, this is losing faith. This could be a blocked network. Alexander Musrik uses networking with the stars. If you think of the World Wide Web, the stars kind of, if you think of them as connected by a web, they could be the network, right? Or this could be internet connection issues. So I don't typically use network for the stars card. For me, it just doesn't come into my head when I'm doing my readings. But it certainly sounds completely logical to use that if you like to use that interpretation of the cards. So losing faith, maybe a blockage in your spirituality. Maybe you're asking a question that isn't being answered to your liking, and so you're encountering some doubts. So spiritual blockage. Mountain in combination with a stork. This could be overcoming an obstacle. The stork is a card of action, movement, and change, right? So you've overcome this big obstacle. You're moving forward. This could be seeing the positive side of things. The stork tends to be a very positive card, right? So despite the blockage, you're going to see the positive side of things. Maybe you're looking at this idea that you're going to learn something from this challenge rather than thinking, oh, God, not another, stall to my plan or whatever it is. Seeing the positive side of things. Pairing the mountain with the dog. This is a blocked friendship. This could be a friend who's abandoned. Or this could represent an enemy. So a blocked friendship, a friend that's been abandoned, or an enemy. The mountain with the tower. This could represent loneliness. That makes sense to me. Isolation, right? Loneliness, isolation. This could also be entrapment. If this tower was in these mountains, that would be a very solitary place to be, right? Because not too many people would be able to get to it. So it's entrapment, loneliness, isolation, imprisonment. Could also represent imprisonment. Mountain with the garden. This is a delayed meeting. A persona non grata. Not sure what that means. Persona non grata. Maybe it's... I did take Italian in college 1 year, and I took Spanish in high school, but that was years, decades ago. Persona non grata might be somebody who isn't showing up. I don't know what non grata means. Maybe you do. Maybe you know, and you can tell me in the comments, or I could just Google it later on. Delayed meeting. Okay, so then the mountain with the crossroads. This is a difficult decision. This could be procrastination, making a decision, or this is a stubborn decision. Maybe somebody's not changing their perspective, not willing to budge. So they're just going to say, nope, this is the way it's going to be. So it's stubborn decision, difficult decision, or it's procrastination. Mountains with the mice. This is the removal of an obstacle. The mice eat away at things. They take things away. So maybe they're eating away at this obstacle. So in this case, this particular pairing might be really, really positive. The removal of an obstacle. This could be losing faith. Or this could represent a hill. So a hill the definition of hill might be small mountain, right? So since the mouse is small and it's next to the mountain, maybe just modifying the mountain, saying this isn't a mountain, this is just a hill. Or losing faith, or removal of an obstacle. The mountain with the heart. This is a lonely heart. This could be someone feeling abandoned, or this could represent depression. A lonely heart, abandonment, or depression. The mountain with the ring. This is an obligation. So an obligation, the ring can represent contracts, right, and agreements. So if the mountain and the ring are together, this is an obligation. This is an agreement that's not going anywhere. So this is an obligation, something you have to do. This could be a strong marriage, a really solid marriage. Or this could be a stalemate relationship. So it could go either way. Either you're in a relationship that's going nowhere, it's heavy, it's burdened, or it's a strong relationship. It's not going anywhere. This relationship can endure anything. So you could read that either way. Or it's an obligation, and an agreement that's just going to stand its ground. It's an agreement set in stone, so to speak. The mountain with the book. This is a big secret. The book is closed, so you can remember the book can represent secrets or information that's unknown, but certainly information that can be learned if you just open the book. So it's a big secret. This could be a big book. Or this is an apprenticeship that's difficult. This is some kind of learning venture that is causing difficulty. You're struggling with the content. Hard apprenticeship, big secret, a big book. The mountain with the letter. This is news incoming that's difficult. Or this could be information that's been long awaited. Maybe it's been delayed information. You've waited for it for a long time. Or it's difficult news. The mountain in combination with the man or the woman. This is a lonely man or woman. This is somebody who's stubborn. Or this could represent an enemy. Somebody who causes problems. Somebody who causes the blockages. So a lonely man or woman. Someone who's stubborn, or somebody who's... Excuse me, I'm burping. Somebody who's a problem... someone who stirs the shit. Mountain in combination with the lilies. This is a major setback. A major setback, or this is a long delay. So the lilies represent longevity. In a timing, this is a long time. If it's a timing card, so this is a long delay, major setback, or this is advice to be patient. The lilies represent virtue. So being patient is a virtue, right? So be patient, or it's a long delay or major setback. The mountains with the sun card, this is indicating that the delays and setbacks are over. This is a positive outcome. In this order, that's what B, right? So the delays and setbacks are over, this positive outcome. If you had the sun in front of the mountains, it might be a different story, right? Maybe it's like, oh dear, you're going to encounter some delays. But in this case, the delays are over. Mountain with the moon. This is big emotion. This could be psychic blocks. the moon represents intuition, your inner self, right? The subconscious. So this could be psychic blocks. This could be a feeling of being lost, feeling lost, big emotion. Maybe it's depression. Maybe it's a feeling of being stuck. Mountains with the key. Solutions are found, kind of like the sun, right? Successfully overcoming an obstacle. So the key is modifying the mountains just like the sun did, basically. Solutions are found, successfully overcoming an obstacle. Mountain with the fish. These are financial blocks. This is overspending. Financial blocks are overspending. You're spending too much, big spending, too much spending. Financial blocks. Mountain with the anchor. This is a long-term blockage. Whatever is making you stuck isn't going away. So this is a long-term delay. Or this could be an enemy who is resistant. So long-term blockage, enemy who is resistant. And then the mountains with the cross. These represent burdens. Both of those cards are burdens, right? The mountains are blockages. The cross is burdens or pain. So these are burdens. This hardship, trouble, or worries. So these two cards together are nothing. There's no good news here. Burdens, hardship, trouble, or worries. Hopefully you have the sun or the key card after these two to let you know that, you know what, this is what you're experiencing right now, but it's not going to last forever. And there you have it. That's the mountain card in all of its glory. I hope that you learned something from this video. I did. I learn something every time I do these videos. They're very helpful for my process of becoming familiar with these cards. And my hope is that that's true for you as well. I really appreciate you stopping by and watching my video. I really love it when I get comments or suggestions, and I respond to each one of them because I don't have a lot of subscribers, so I can give that individual attention to my viewers that other people can't give. That's the joy of having a small channel, right? See, I'm looking at the bright side of having a small channel. Quite frankly, it is not my goal to become this big influencer on social media, YouTube, whatever. I do these videos for my own benefit and then also for the benefit of anybody else who is studying the cards like I am. So I do hope they help you out. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you like this video, come back because I'm going to keep doing them until I'm done with this deck. I appreciate your visit to my channel. Thanks.